Hey, what's up everyone? Today is going to be what I would call part 1 or day 1 of the KA24DE engine removal. Today in this video we're going to go over how to potentially take off my exhaust. We're going to work on, I have a list here, we're going to work on removing the fuel lines from the fuel filter to the where the lines are on top of the intake manifold. And then we're going to also remove the heater core hoses that attach to the block. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so now that the car has been jacked up, we're going to try and take off the exhaust so the headers can go out with the motor when it comes out. But we have unfortunately bad news. So the ISR headers come back all the way to here, which there should have been a flange here with bolts. And the previous owner instead has decided to cut that off and weld on a resonator. And then back here they have also welded a resonator to what looks like homemade like straight pipe. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. So we have a solid exhaust here, and there's no way to get that out in one piece. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just grab my Sawzall and I'm just gonna cut it off right here at this weld, I think, because I don't want to cut it on this weld, because then the resonator will have to go out that way as well. I don't know if it'll fit. So if I just cut it off right here, the pipe can go out with the motor that way, and then the resonator I can just leave on. But I wanted to take it off because my tips aren't welded on very well. So I wanted to take this exhaust off and get that fixed. So yeah, so I don't know what to do now. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna go get my Sawzall and I'm just gonna cut this off right here. Dang, that's a bummer, man. I mean, I guess it doesn't leak. I guess you can't have an exhaust leak if you weld it. But man, that sucks for me now to try and get this out of here. Okay, so I started cutting it, and I can't cut it anymore. My Sawzall is too big, and I don't have the angle to cut this the way I'd really like to. So yeah, I guess I'm not gonna do it this way. So I cut that for nothing. So instead, I think this exhaust manifold needs to come off either outside of the car or in the car. So I've just gone ahead and PB blasted all of the bolts and nuts. And I think what I can do is, once it comes, oh sorry, that's really bright. Once this comes over, I can move it back, you know, just a little bit, and then I can get the motor mount up and around it. So if you push this back, this should come up and over it, right? And then once this is detached, I can just, once this is out of the car, I can just flip it and push it out and take the whole exhaust off backwards through the car. So that's the mine process. I really hate that it's welded together like this. It makes it so much more difficult for me, but whatever, I guess. So I guess this is the way it'll have to go back in too. So once I fix that and get the welds fixed for the tips, it'll go back in the same way too. Just feed it in and then put the motor back in and then slam the exhaust manifold back on. So yeah, I guess that's my next new plan, is to let these soak and then try and get them off. I don't know what else to do, so that's my plan. Okay, so also in making today not be completely worthless because the exhaust didn't work, we're going to do some of this stuff over here. So I'm going to probably take off this fuel line. I'm going to label them so I know and remember where they go. Also, why I'm making these videos is so I remember how to put this stuff back together. So this line comes up from the fuel filter and goes right here. And then I'll take this one off as well, and then probably try and work on the heater core hoses that come down and they go into the side of the block right here. So probably try and take these two off and see if I can get those out without damaging anything. And then that should be, maybe take this alternator wire off too. So just gonna try and work on some stuff over here that I know is gonna come out with the car, or come out with the motor. So I'm just gonna work on these for right now. So I kind of have like a whiteboard of things that I think need to do to take them out. So I still have to drain the oil. So we're gonna work on remove the fuel lines, which are those two hoses I just showed you. Remove the heater core hoses, which is the other thing. Remove the alternator and starter wires, so we'll probably try and knock all three of these out. We couldn't get the unhook exhaust, so we'll try that maybe tomorrow after that PB blaster soaks in some, and then we'll try and work on maybe the trans and motor mounts in the same day, another day. So yeah, let's go ahead and try these fuel lines and heater core hoses next. Okay, just so for myself, for putting this back together, I just put a little piece of tape on here. It says right and left, just so I know which one goes where. Right goes to the one underneath here, that goes back and across to this, and then left goes to this one and out this way. So when I put these back together, I'll know where to put them. I'm also really not sure what any of this stuff is, so don't know if I need any of these. Everybody's KA that I see just has two fuel lines that run up and over. I don't really know what this stuff is. It's like a bunch of sensors and stuff. I don't really know what this thing is too. This car used to be an auto car, so I think it's something to do with park. Like when you shift it into park. I think that's what this is for. But yeah, anyway, I got the little screw clamps off, so now I'm going to try and pull these down off of here. Okay, so I got the fuel lines taken out here, and I just have them ran down here into this little mason jar because the one from the fuel filter was leaking, so I just have it chilling right here. And then once the motor comes out, I'll be able to get into down here better because I want to replace this fuel filter anyway. It's looking kind of old, and who knows the last time it's been changed. So when I get better access to getting to this without all this in the way, I'll replace that. So now that we have these two taken care of, we can move on to doing something else now. Okay, so I went ahead and moved the fuel filter out of its like home thing that holds onto it. I just moved it over, and then I got the clamp off this heater hose. It's 8 mil for me, and then I just pulled it off. I went with the furthest one over to the right towards the front of the car, not towards the cabin, because if I get this one first, then I can get that one easier. So yeah, when you pull on this, there's going to be some coolant in it, obviously, so have your pan down below, like me, down below, ready to catch all the stuff. So yeah, I got the first one out. Good to go. There we go. Got it all. So now I'll do the same thing with this one. The bolt is on the bottom though, so that's gonna suck. It's not on top. Feels like the same size, so we'll get our 8 mil back out, try and get this off, and then just pull, and then we should have these two done off our list. Woohoo! I am victorious. So I have this one goes here, and the short one goes here. I got it off. Hell yeah, brother! So, alright, I got two things accomplished today. I got removed the fuel lines, and now I can successfully cross off remove heater core hoses. Ta-da! So I think we're going to end the video here. I feel like it's a good stopping point after the failure of the exhaust. Still pretty bummed about that. So I'm going to spray some more PB Blaster before I go inside. But yeah, so far so good. We have quite a bit done. And yeah, So we have all that taken care of, so we're looking good here. So tomorrow we're gonna do some more and hopefully pull this thing out pretty soon. So yeah, so this is I don't really know what this is. This is like a part 1 or 2. I don't know if this is a tutorial or if just a watch along, but if the information here is helpful, I hope this helps somebody, because I've never pulled a motor before. So if I can do it, I feel like you guys can do it. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. This is Fogel. I'll see you all in the next one. I'm super excited to get this thing out of here. So peace out, and we'll keep moving on.